I'm not even gonna go with an intro. I'm just mad. Looking at the title, you'll already know what I'm gonna be talking about, and that's Cuties. Let me tell you, man, this is the worst thing that has appeared on the face of the internet after a very long time, and it's one of the most horrific things you can ever watch. If no one really watches my videos, and I really don't mind that right now, but if you want a short, sweet TLDR, it is basically softcore pedophilia. That's pretty much it. You can leave now. Or maybe you can continue watching the video. I don't really mind. Cuties. Yeah, man. It's literally been 10 minutes last since I seen it basically. I'm at a loss for words as you can probably hear. I just grabbed my microphone and my laptop, decided to just record it because I'm just so mad and I just want to talk about it. Okay, first things first. Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? Honestly, anyone with a single brain cell would know that this thought process should not even be allowed in the face of the internet, or yet alone in the brains of a person, a human being. This is literally horrific. And I'm gonna be using the word horrific a lot because this is how it is. And I strongly do not recommend you to watch it because I just don't want you guys to feel the regret as much as I did when I watched 1 hour and 36 minutes of this fucking movie. It's absolutely the worst thing ever. Because some amazing, big, giant corporation like Netflix, oh boy, you think they would have a brain or two, maybe like even an extra brain cell or two. And wow, I've been proven fucking wrong. It's weird. Some shit like Cuties where they involve children. I think I heard one of the main characters said they're 11-year-old children in school doing sexually suggestive shit. Sexually suggestive postures, sexually suggestive dances. What the fuck is this supposed to give us? Like, what's the moral about this? It's honestly really disturbing if you actually watch it, but I'm telling you, man, don't watch it. I'll give you a brief description about it on how I see it on Netflix. It says Cuties. And for some reason, I don't know if any of you guys experience this, but whenever I search Cuties on Netflix, it doesn't show up anymore, but whatever. I didn't want to see it in the first place anyways. Cuties 2020 shouldn't even been released this year. Shouldn't ever been released ever. 18 plus because one of the actual things shows a bit of a nip slip. Not really a nip slip, but nipples. But that's not the reason why this should be 18 plus. This should never be here in the first place. But let's go on. 11-year-old Amy, she's the main character by the way, starts to rebel against her conservative family's traditions when she finally becomes fascinated with a free-spirited dance group. Now, before I go in any further, let me tell you that Netflix already has changed its description. This is not the first description they actually put on, and I'll probably show it on the screen what it actually says. I don't know what it actually says now because I'm just too lazy to check it, but in post editing, you'll see it, and it shows a picture of the four girls in the dance crew in a suggestive manner, which no one and their dog, mother, anyone should see. It's absolutely weird, stupid shit. Okay, let's move on. What is Cuties about? You might have not gotten anything from the description because of how amazingly described it is by the people of Netflix. Doing God's work as always, I will be telling you what happened in Cuties. Not really, because it's something I really kind of don't want to talk about. The plot, anyways. But another, a little bit bigger TLDR, or a summary of it, I would say, is the main character, Amy, lives in a normal, traditional life. And it's pretty normal, I would say, if you're religious. It's mainly kind of like a Muslim thing. I'm a Muslim myself, kinda, but I'm not that religious, but kinda like that. But I get the idea of praying and reading Quran and stuff like that, and that it depicts very well on the movie. But that's not the point. That's like the first few or the 10 minutes or 20 minutes of the movie. That's totally fine. It just shows up and it goes on as if it's like a really normal movie, as if you're supposed to like be invested in the Amy's this character's culture, because that's how usually shit like this goes. But that's not the fucking case. So she sees these four children, right? And these are like the rebels of the school. They like to do dumb shit, and they just punk around. That's just how children are when they're teenagers and shit like that. Let me tell you again, these guys are 11 years old. I'm just gonna put it out again right there, so anyways. So Amy eventually starts to have a liking towards how rebellious these children are. So she starts to imitate them, and then realizes that she actually, the girl crew, I don't even know what they're called. I think they're literally called Cuties. I just couldn't give much of a shit. But anyways, it's such a pain. Everything's a pain. My brain doesn't work. Ah, God, I need to face through it. Alright, let's go. Anyways, she eventually groups up and she gets involved with the dancing. She takes recordings of them dancing because they wanted her to, and eventually learns these moves from the girls, and one of the girls have a fight and they get released from the group, and Amy, the main character, gets involved with the group. And she already knows the moves because she was dancing in the bathroom, like a pleb. Nah, just kidding. I mean, dancing in the bathroom, fine. Like, I mean, I used to do it when I was little. I'm not really good at it, but little side check. But, anyways, eventually she notices that the shit they are referring off to are basically really sexual in manner, and this should not be something that should be taken as a reference to. I mean, you have models like. I mean, I'm not that good with like bands or like the groups of, I mean, music and shit like that. But like there are good groups, dance groups and shit like that who just dance without like having a sexual suggestive manner. They appear to be choosing a dance group which is just mainly focusing on their body to basically wow over the audience, and I think this is the absolute worst thing to show. First of all, let's just say, what are the people supposed to know from this? I don't understand that. I mean, I watched the movie, I went in with an empty mind, an empty soul. I came out with none of them intact, to be honest, but I didn't understand anything. This is really stupid. Anyways, let me tell you something else. I forgot about this. I can't believe this slipped my mind. I honestly can't believe it, but okay, I'm gonna, say this part a little bit quick, so get ready for this. So basically what happens is that the main character eventually steals a phone off her dad, and then the father eventually finds out that she stole off him, and then what he does is he eventually asks him what she's doing with with his phone, and what she does is he basically invites him and then takes the phone and then hides in the bathroom, and the father, likely so, will yell at the daughter saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" I don't think that's what he said, but what the fuck are you doing? You took my phone and you're in the bathroom. You're locked up, and what are you gonna do? What do you think Amy would do? Obviously, the most obvious thing, the most common thing you would anyways do, and that is to take a picture of your private areas and publish it online. I mean, honestly, when I saw that part, I mean, what was I supposed to understand from that? She had no reason to do that. People are rebellious, but this is just not rebellious, it's just being a freaking slut or a hoe, which is what happened. People eventually started ganging up on her, talking shit, because likely so, why the fuck would she do that? And she did. And eventually, this goes on to be the breaking point for the group, where the first girl who was actually replaced by Amy is added back again, and Amy has lost all her trust. It's been 10 minutes of me just talking about this. It's pure pain. I'm just telling you this right now, man. I don't want to do this, but come on, man. Anyways, what happened next is She basically just drops her into a, I think it's a river or an ocean. I'm not too sure, man. I don't care. Amy drops the fourth girl who replaced her into a freaking river or something, or a lake or something. And she took her place again for the finals, and she danced with the crew again because they had no choice but to dance with Amy. Eventually, they danced, and it was, let me say, still really suggestive, the worst of the bunch. And one of the best things I saw about this movie is I saw the audience, and at some reason, at some point, I heard them booing, and when the camera pans over to them, they're like doing the thumbs down, and they're saying, "Oh, bro, this is pretty shit. Why would Netflix actually put this on Netflix? What the fuck are they doing, bro? Remove it right now." And then eventually, what happens is I really honestly think they're not paid actors. I really think they're just a normal audience, like normal people who are like, ah, yes, they're gonna be dancing. Let's see what it is. Oh, honey, what are they doing? Like, honestly, what the fuck? And eventually, during mid dance, Amy realizes that her mother was leaving. Um, I don't know why it came up in the in the blue, like when she was dancing, but she just flunked the dance. She just left, ran to the house. Her aunt or grandmother sees her in skimpy clothes, and let me tell you, underwear and everything, they're just shown. Worst thing ever. You would not want to see this. And her aunt or grandmother, I'm not too sure, calls her a whore because of the skimpy clothing she was wearing. Eventually, her mother defends her, and she cries to her mother saying, "Don't go, mother, please, don't go." And yeah, I don't know exactly why, but I don't really care at this point. And eventually the mother says, "It's alright, you can do whatever you want." And this mainly because her mother's husband or her dad is basically having a double marriage with another woman, so she just wants to leave, but blah blah, no one cares about that bit. But what's really annoying for me is how it ended. Normally, even though shit like this happens, the ending will show you or maybe give you a sense of what the moral of the movie or the story should be or how it is. And I got nothing. I'm gonna tell you what happens exactly. She eventually changes from her skimpy clothing to her normal clothing. She goes down, sees the wedding, and she looks down towards the downstairs, goes outside, sees two girls with a skipping rope, and decides to skip rope. And she was happy. And that was it. Well, you were expecting more? No, 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 that was it. It's done, man. I mean, bro, the producers of Cuties, bro, I swear to God, they just pat themselves on the back and they're like, holy shit, guys, a revelation. This is absolutely amazing. Why didn't we think of this earlier? And that's how it ends, basically. I have no idea why this is on the face of the internet. And to be honest, I legit want this one thing to be taken off immediately. My voice is not too much to be heard because I'm a smaller channel, but any type of publicity is just any type of publicity. If you thought this was helpful and if you guys want to spread this message, you can share this video with your friends or maybe some other people who might think, wow, this is something I should never watch or never let my other people or friends who I trust watch, or something like that. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. A really low IQ moment here, and yeah, that's me, Wobby. And if you guys like the video, you already done enough by watching it. I'm not gonna be begging for subscribers or likes or anything. I'm way past that now. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm gonna be doing more stuff. My room's almost done, and you're gonna be expecting more shit coming probably 2 weeks from now. So yeah, bye guys. How do I terminate myself of this cancer?